I'd like to welcome you all here this morning, and we'd also like to take this opportunity of publicly thanking our vendors for entrusting us with the marketing of this great opportunity for you here today. The printed form of contract that we're selling from here today is that printed form as set out by the Law Institute and the Real Estate Institute of Victoria. Copies of this contract and its connections have been available for your inspection and for your solicitor's inspection prior to today, and I would hope that you have made all the necessary inquiries pertaining to the contract and to the property that we have to offer you here this morning. Within that printed form of contract is a reference to the Sale of Land Regulations 2014 and the auction conditions contained therein, of which there are mandatory announcements to be made by the auctioneer, and they are as follows. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for a property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. I will indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, major disruptions by bidders and bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and provides fines for this conduct. To indicate that I am making a bid during the auction on behalf of the vendor, I will say vendor bid when making the bid, and by law only I as the auctioneer can make a vendor bid. It is a little chilly this morning, ladies and gentlemen, isn't it? It took a little while for my mouth to get into gear there with the temperature. The vendor's conveyancers have prepared the contract, all points conveyancing, and let me say that it is quite comprehensive indeed. Very, very well put together contract. They describe the property as unit number 7 of 3 Ashley Street here in Wantirna. Its legal description being Lot 7 under Plan of Subdivision 437616W, Certificate of Title Volume 10545, Folio 441. Included with the purchase of the property are all fixed floor coverings, light fittings, window furnishings, and all fittings and fixtures of a permanent nature. 10% deposit is required on the fall of the hammer. In this case, a slap of the contract in my hand. Jasmine, what is our settlement, please? 60-90 days. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. A very flexible settlement period there for you. Perfect amount of time for you to get your affairs in order and move into this wonderful property. And next to the contract, we have special conditions, quite straightforward in their construction. Zoning, of course, is General Residential Zone 2. We have copy of council and water rates, certificate of land tax, diagram of sanitary drainage, a search on behalf of Vic Roads and a building search, both of which are clear. All services are available and connected to the property. Vacant possession is given on completion, and of course we have the owner's corp or body corporate certificate and documents also annexed to the contract. Are there any questions? I'm just looking at the young fellow over there being wrapped in a blankie, and I'm thinking, how snug. Looking very, very nice indeed. Yeah, it is a bit shady and cool over there, but nevertheless, we'll move this along for you. I think it's absolutely fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. It's got a little bit of a colonial feel to it. It presents very, very well. It's quite unusual, not quite unusual, but it is unusual in that we've got the bedrooms downstairs and the living areas upstairs, but I think you'll agree that that captures the highest and best use of the property, particularly with the sunshine on a day like today, upstairs there as well. A modern complex, ladies and gentlemen, built, or it was signed off, madam, we were talking about this before, it was signed off in June of 2000. So it's 17 odd years old, ladies and gentlemen, and presents very, very well indeed. A very handy location indeed, and I'll come to that shortly. As we can see, well constructed, nice wide driveways, lovely gardens and grounds all the way through. It's very relaxed. It actually reminds me of those holiday complexes that you see up around Noosa and the Gold Coast. Particularly up around Noosa, it's got that lovely feel to it, lovely relaxed feel, and easy to get to from wherever you are in Melbourne via Eastlink. If we look at the accommodation that's on offer, we've got tandem parking just round the corner there. Right here we've got a storage area in through that doorway. As we come in the front door, as I said, the bedroom area is downstairs. Immediately on our right hand side we have that European style laundry, the hideaway laundry there behind the sliding doors. And then we step into the bedroom areas. We've got 2 of those. The one on the right hand side has the full ensuite bathroom there, and the one on the left hand side a limited ensuite with the loo just out there before we go up the stairs. From those 2 rooms we can step out into the little courtyard at the back, and that's where the clothesline is. You can hang your clothes out there or sit out particularly in the hot summer months. It's nice and shaded and cool out the back there, and you can sit out and enjoy a quiet drink or a cup of tea, whatever you'd like. As we go upstairs, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to mention you've got a nice area here right at the front. You can sit out and have a nice drink, chat to the neighbours as they walk past, and same with the balcony upstairs there. Have your barbecues upstairs. Enjoy entertaining your family and friends. But I think the loveliest room up there is the main room of the house with those big arched windows on both sides. Loads of sunshine coming in on a day like today. It's very warm up there at the moment with the heater in the corner there, and loads and loads of sunshine coming in. It's light, it's bright, you can sit down, it's very relaxed. Lovely kitchen and bench tops there, and I love what the vendors have done with that island bench that they've put in. I think that's a nice touch. That obviously doesn't go with the property, but you can see the way in which you can use the space. It's nice and open, it's big, it's open plan, and there's plenty and plenty of room to move. Where are we as far as location is concerned? As I said, we're very handy to everything via Eastlink. I came in via Eastlink today, and from Eastlink to the property was about 3.5 to 4 minutes with the lights turned green. Probably be up to about 8 minutes with red lights as you come through, but easy to get anywhere. It's within walking distance, ladies and gentlemen, of the Wantirna Hill Club just behind us here. You've got 2 restaurants. There's an Indian vegetarian restaurant there, Chinese restaurant as well, and then you can walk up to Wantirna Mall up there with all the shops. There's transport there for you as well, but you've got all the shopping facilities, supermarkets, restaurants, cafes. It's all here for you. You've got colleges in the area, you've got schools in the area. Deakin University, I think looking at Google, was about 12.5 to 15 minutes from here to Deakin. So if you're looking at providing accommodation for students, it's perfect for them in the fact that they can get up there to Deakin University or down to the TAFE, Swinburne University down in Wantirna there as well. Handy location. There are a number of other shopping facilities in the area, and it's only a further 5 to 8 minutes drive, and you're right in the heart of Knox City there with the best entertaining area, that is Ozone. If you're looking at purchasing the property as an investor, you could probably return around that $380 to $400 a week mark for a 2-bedder. Good return on your capital investment, and of course you can pop your students in here, you can pop your tenants in here, and they would very much enjoy living in a modern, well-kept, well-located property right in the heart here of Wantirna. What have I missed? Anything? Jasmine? All there? Oh, the one thing I did forget to mention, ladies and gentlemen, with that room upstairs, the other thing that I did like about it very much indeed was the fact that it's got the high cathedral ceiling. And I think that gives a lot more space to it, certainly a lot more light, and it's a wonderful room to sit. But I do love those cathedral ceilings giving you that much more space. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've covered it all. It presents very, very well indeed. Where do we go? Looking for an opening bid or an offer, ladies and gentlemen. Should be around the 450, 420 mark to start and see where we go from there. I'm in your hands. Not too high, not too low. Round about right. So 450 to 420. Let's say 420 today and see where we go from there. But you start me. I'm in your hands. 420, sir? At $420,000, the gentleman there at 420. At $420,000, I'd like to see 430 anywhere around the crowd at this point in time. At $420,000 now, 420 bid. At 420, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms downstairs. You've got the hideaway laundry there. You've got that magnificent room upstairs. Loads and loads of sunshine coming in the cathedral ceiling. You've got reverse cycle aircon up there, plus the heater in the corner. It's giving loads and loads of heat there today, and of course there's a real sun trap here in the winter. Great complex, tandem parking, off-street parking, handy location to everything in the area. At $420,000 bid now, 420 bid. At 420, gentlemen's bid now at 420, calling once. At $420,000, looking for 430 somewhere, calling twice. I know we've got other interested parties here, ladies and gentlemen. I do suggest you come forth with a bid. I'll look to you for a further bid or further offer. Awfully cheap at $420,000 in one bid only. Calling to you now for a further bit of further offer. I'm looking to you for a $430,000 rise. Gentlemen's bid right here. Your rental return is somewhere around the $380 to $400 a week mark, ladies and gentlemen. So good rental return on your capital investment. $420,000 right in close here. Lovely neighbours. That's going to be worth at least 10 grand. $420,000 bid now, ladies and gentlemen. Calling for a further bit of further offer. I'll take a further bit if you like around the crowd. If you don't, I will have to put a vendor bid in at $420,000. Sir, I'm going to raise you with a vendor bid at $440. You can come back in at $450 if you'd like. $440 is my bid on behalf of the vendor bid, ladies and gentlemen, at $440,000. Come back in at $450 if you like, sir. We should be there at that sort of money. In fact, I would have thought we would have been up in the high fours. But you are the judge. $440 is my bid on behalf of the vendor bid there, ladies and gentlemen, at $440,000 bid now at $440 bid. I'm in your hands, sir, or anybody else in the crowd. I'll take a bid from you. Call it what you will. At $440,000 bid now. Vendor bid at $440. At $440,000, calling once. At $440,000, calling twice. Bids against you, sir, at $440. Please be clear on the fact, ladies and gentlemen, that if we pass the property in on a vendor bid, none of you will have the first right to negotiate. You'll all have to come in at the same level, and you'll have to put your offer in. You won't know where the other offer is coming from or how much it'll be, and you might just miss out. At least if you are the highest bidder, you can put yourself in the box seat to negotiate. Nobody can come in over the top of you until either you or the vendor say no in the negotiation process. $440,000 is the current vendor bid, ladies and gentlemen. At $440,000, it's against you specifically, sir. I'd like to see the $450 if I can get it from you, or anybody else around the crowd. Do you want to have a chat to the gentleman here and see if he'd like to come up? If you want to come in with a 5, let me know, but I'd really like to see the 10. We really should be at the $450 anyway at this point in time. At $440,000 is the current bid, sir. Are you backing at $450? You leaving there? All right. At $440,000, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to place a final vendor bid at $450,000. $450 a vendor bid. If I don't get a further bid or further offer, I'll pass the property in and we'll record a vendor bid of $450,000. I'll call it against you, sir, at $450,000 on a vendor bid. If you want to come in with a 1 or a 2 or a 3, you tell me. At $450,000, I call it once. At $450,000, I call twice. If I don't get a further bid or further offer, I'll pass it in on a vendor bid. I'll take you one of the 2, sir. It's up to you. Third and final call at $450,000. All silence. All done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we passed the property in on a vendor bid of $450,000. Sir, I thank you for your attendance and your bidding. I'd like the team to have a chat to you just quickly anyway. If you are here in relation to the property, ladies and gentlemen, please come forward and make your inquiries known. And to the rest of you, please enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I hope you warm up.